Hello. Let's see if this is working on YouTube. There it is. All right. Well, if you are here live, which I'm not sure we have many, but that's okay. Today was the rescheduled Liverpool Everton game, and here in Iowa, we have had a snowstorm all day. It hasn't been excessive snow where I am. I think we've got 4, maybe 5 inches. It's still coming down very slowly. And the game is obviously, 7:30 UK time, I think, which is 1:30 here in Iowa. So I was still in the middle of my workday. And, well, we drew it. I looked up these numbers because I wanted to make sure I got these right. 120 derbies at Goodison. 41, both teams have won 41, which leaves 38 draws. And the final one, send off for Goodison before we move into our new home. Obviously, a draw is, we would have loved to win, but I think a draw all in all is a pretty good thing. So what did I think of the game? Well, I ended up having 2 last-minute, very important meetings scheduled, one in the first half and one in the second. So I kind of had the game on mute on the side, and outside of that, I was watching. But I think that we deserved the point. I think that we came out and we played way better than we have in quite a while. I think that it was always going to be a tough game. Liverpool is top of the league. They lost to, Coventry or something on the weekend in the cup game. But outside of that, they've been flying pretty high, and we had been struggling. And under Moyes, we have seen some wins. We have seen a loss. We have seen the draw. One of my favorite images from the game was, I think it was after the first goal, after Beto scored, Moyes was celebrating on the sidelines, and it just felt right to see him there celebrating a derby goal again after so long, 12 years, 10 years, something like that since he left. Can't be 12 years, something like that anyway. So it started off pretty fast-paced. Our team was certainly out for the game. They wanted to play. They wanted to win. It certainly looked like they were pumped up and ready to go. We scored in, let me look this one up. It was like the 11th minute. And I certainly didn't see that coming so early in the game. I actually scared my cat as I jumped up and was like, yeah, around my little room here. I was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. And then, unfortunately, they equalized several minutes later, so that wasn't too much fun. But the tempo kept pretty high-paced through most of it, and it's pretty hard to come on and be super positive about a draw. Like, a win is so much better, but considering what we've seen in this season to date, this was a lot of positives. We were absolutely out there fighting for every second. We got a point. I think it was last week on a video. I was talking with someone about the thoughts about the derby coming up and whatever, and I had mentioned if we have all these memories, and I had specifically called out Jagielka a few years ago equalizing right near the end of the game, and how it's something that just sticks in your mind and forever. You just remember like where you were when you saw it, how it made you feel. And that really just felt like what happened today with Tarky. So 98th minute, 97th minute. What did they officially say? 90 plus 8. So 98th minute, probably 30 seconds before the end of the game, getting that equalizer. There's no feeling like it to go from being ahead, to them coming back equalizing, to them getting the second goal late in the second half, and then to getting that equalizer. Certainly Tarky has gone ahead and got himself cemented within history, Everton history. He will go down. He was the captain of the club, the last game at Goodison, last minute equalizer. I mean, how many other things do you need to put in there to make it so memorable and worthwhile for us all as Blues? And just waiting for the VAR check on whether he was offside or whether someone before him was offside. And then it was so silent in the stadium and on the stream. And then just the eruption. I don't really get super emotional over games. I don't really cry over them. I don't really get super loud and celebratory. I tend to get more celebratory more often than crying, but I just, as the stadium let loose that excitement that we'd equalized, the VAR check was complete, it was a goal and it stood, I was just like, that's so amazing and so beautiful and such a passionate, wonderful feeling. So we've had a lot of big projects going on. If you watch any news at all, you'll know that the US is currently a lot going on. And those things are not going to just impact federal employees. They are going to impact state government employees, and they are going to impact private employees. And unfortunately, I work in an area that is impacted, and it came down today, and we're going to have to make changes and scramble. And there's a lot of other stuff going on. We had some technology go out, so we've been scrambling to fix that. And on top of that, I got my car fixed today, and instead of an hour, it took 3 hours. So this feeling of just pure elation that came out of I was on the computer, but out of the TV, watching that, I teared up. I was like, this is going to stick in my mind forever. It was such a wonderful sort of contrast to the bad. There's always that good stuff that you can find in your days. And to me, that was one thing that really did stick out to me. So, I don't have too much more today. I think that my only real other thought that I was trying to formulate, I literally got off work maybe 20 minutes ago. I fed the cats. I set up the recording area and I got online. So I haven't really had time to super think about it. But the way we came out and played and the way Moyes has us almost believing in ourselves, I think that there's such a positive there. Like, yes, we did not win. We drew. I get that. But there's such a difference from what we were playing a month and a half ago, 2 months ago under Dyche. And I know that we will have some hard times. I know that everything's up and down and it's a wave, but there's such a different atmosphere. And I'm getting even more optimistic about us moving forwards. We are 10 points above the relegation zone. They were showing the stats after the game on, what is it? I think it's like Premier League Goal Zone or something that they do after it here in the US. And they were saying that in 5 games, the stats, we've got 10 points, a +5 goal difference versus a -10 goal difference. And like, I don't know how many points it was for the 5 games under Dyche, but it was so shocking. And just looking at those stats in 5 games, I mean, that's really impressive to have moved up out of the relegation from right above the relegation to 10 points clear. We have a lot of the season left. We have more than a quarter, roughly about a quarter. But David Moyes has definitely learned a lot in his time away. And that was something that he said, is that Everton aren't getting the same David Moyes now that he's coming back. He is definitely slightly different, even in his press conferences that I've watched, the ones I've watched. He used to be extremely reticent, is the only word I can think of. He would just be like hesitant to say stuff and answer questions. He'd answer them, but it wasn't really super forthcoming. He seems way more comfortable in that. He's way more comfortable talking about the things that they're asking him about. He seems more confident in his own abilities and himself, and in the way he's able to talk about the players, in the challenges that we do have still ahead of us. And so seeing that difference, it's minor, like it's you're not going to notice it unless you've watched quite a few of his press conferences from the past into now. But that's something that I have noticed, and I've noticed that that is going to, based on all the data and research that's out there, it should help him help our team be better as well. So, well, I knew that this was a bit of a weird time to come online, and I knew in the UK it's midnight, so definitely not the best time for UK viewers. But if you're watching this on replay, drop me a comment of where you are and what your thoughts on the game are. And thank you all for being here. I am going to go and get my own dinner now and take the rest of the night off because, my goodness, it has been a day. Oh, and just as I say that, a few more people show up into the stream. So hi, welcome. How are you? Where are you from and what are your thoughts on the game? Because I was very excited in the last minute. It was very necessary for me to have some positive today. And looks like the numbers dropped. So anyway, thank you all. If you made it till the end, I appreciate you. We love our Blues, and have a wonderful night.